There's a really weird moment that happened, and it seems like Pittsburgh is split. And I'm going to say all of this in as much condensed format as I possibly can. Mason Rudolph spoke at the Trump rally, but more so from a Pittsburgh Steelers standpoint. Rocky Bleier made Donald Trump like an honorary Pittsburgh Steeler. As someone who, like, let's be real, bled for this team. Like, this is not just like a participation award. This is something that you fight your life to earn. What was your reaction to that?
I wasn't surprised at all. And that's the world we live in terms of freedom of speech and free range to cheer or root for whoever it is you're rooting for, especially in terms of politics. And that's the nature of the game. That's the world we live in. And I think it's about adjusting it, but also too, not allowing things that you see to personally affect you, me personally, because we're entitled to have our own opinions about who we, cheer for, who we listen to, who we rally behind. That's the name of the game, freedom of speech. You know what I mean? You have your opportunity, you have the opportunity to talk about or rally behind whoever you want to in a public form or fashion if you choose to do so. But there lies the hurdle. Don't allow that to make you feel some type of way personally. You know what I mean? Especially when nothing was directed to you in a personal fashion. And Rocky and Mason, they have the ability to devote their time and efforts to whoever it is they see fit, as long as it's not taken away from the primary thing, which is the game of football. And I'm talking more so about Mason Rudolph instead of Rocky Bleier. But that's the world we live in. And I think for me, regardless if you like it or you don't like it, I think we make it too personal. We make it too personal. It's almost like, I know this is not the same comparison, Rick, and I'm not trying to say it is, but I'm just throwing out an example how personal differences could make people feel. Like if you say Michael Jordan is your GOAT, or if you say LeBron James is your GOAT, instantly, if you have a debate about that, it becomes personal. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I can't. Well, if he just happened to think LeBron James is his GOAT, okay, cool. All right. I think Michael Jordan is the GOAT in terms of NBA basketball. All right. I shouldn't look at you differently outside of what I know. Now, if you start treating me differently, now I have a right to look at you differently or feel differently about you. But because of your argument, I should never self-proclaim, say you just don't know anything about basketball. That's just your personal preference. So when I saw that, I wasn't surprised because that's the world we live in. And now we're seeing, and I think more so than I've seen in years past, we're starting to see sports and politics intertwine. You know what I mean? And am I a fan of that? Nah, not really. Because when you think about politics, does not allow sports to really intertwine with them unless you're a championship team and you get an opportunity to go where? To the White House.
Mm-hmm. Does this, very quickly, quick follow-up, does this do anything to the locker room? I know that there were differences in approach outside of football with some players that you played with. Does this do anything to that room?
No, it shouldn't. And the reason why it shouldn't be is because if that's who, politically speaking, who you side with, you have the right to do so. You're a grown man, you pay taxes. But as long as you're not trying to bring your views into our place of business, which is football, it shouldn't have no issue with it. It shouldn't affect the locker room either or, because that's what you do outside the building. But when we're in here trying to create a championship like atmosphere, as long as we all keep the main thing, which is football and getting better, it shouldn't have no effects towards the locker room, in my opinion.